Oh man, am I excited. A few months ago, I didn't think we were going to get to Season 2 of the NNSCRA, but we're here, it's here, and we are set to get underway in Season 2 of the Oreo Truck Series to start off this season. This is going to be a non-points event. Only rookies are in this. Rookies that we did not have last season, drivers we did not have last season. All drivers that were in Season 1 of the Oreo Truck Series, Mobile One Cup Series, Snickers Cup Series, they are already qualified into the Daytona opening races for the 3 series. But here's the drivers that are going to be here today. We've got 26 drivers. Amazingly enough, we've got just as many rookies as we do returning drivers here in the Oreo Truck Series. Not certain how the ratio is going to look as far as the Mobile One Cup Series and the Snickers Cup Series, but nonetheless, here we go. 26 drivers here today, 16 of which will make their way into their first NNSCRA race at Daytona. 10 of them will have to go home and try for the next time when we head to the next race, which, if my memory serves me correctly, I believe is going to be at Phoenix. But nonetheless, here are the drivers that we're going to be watching here tonight for 16 laps of racing under the lights here at Daytona. Bob Fergus on the pole. In the 5 car, it was outside, is Stephen Dillon. Then we got Alex Lozano in the 16, Jacob Rodriguez in the 51, Harold Columbia in the 27, Kenny McCurry in the 6, or I'm sorry, not Kenny McCurry, I want to make sure I get the names right, Jack Richards. Then we got Tom Weekly in the 97, Jake Rogers in the 91, Matt Nathan in the 21, T.O. Bain in the 4, Robert Cruz in the 07, Ralph Green in the 2, James McLeod in the 46, Jesse Kaplan in the 23, Ziggy Bain in the 3, Diego Brace in the 00, Patrick Murphy in the 55, Jacob Lawler in the 34, Evan Nugent in the 17, Devin Wilson in the 18, Adrian Brace in the 12, Corey Williams in the 15, the 9 car of John Brace, John Dillon in the 24, Jared Crocious in the 32, and Kristen Worry in the 10. Those are the 26 drivers who we're going to take to this racetrack here tonight. And as I mentioned, 16 of them will qualify in, 10 of them will not. We're going to be watching that 16th position very closely during the course of the night to see who's going to be able to just barely make it in, and who's just going to be maybe a few tenths of a second away from making their first career race. Now, a few of these drivers we've actually seen in some other series, but not here in the Oreo Truck Series. We have seen John Dillon and Jared Crocious, both of who are going to be starting near the back of the pack here tonight. We've seen them up in the Snickers Cup Series. Last season, in Season 1, John Dillon drove the 27 for Richard Childress Racing, and Jared Crocious drove the number 98 for Schwab Racing. So those two have a bit of experience. Also, in the Mobile One Cup Series, we saw Evan Nugent filling in near the close of the Mobile One Cup Series season in the 00 car for Michael Waltrip Racing, replacing Matt Smith for about 5 to 7 races. So he's got a little bit of experience as well. Some of these drivers, though, are coming in with absolutely no idea what the NNSCRA is like. Some of them are Patrick Murphy, Jacob Lawler, Jack Richards, Alex Lozano, and our pole sitter, Bob Vergas. A lot of these guys are coming in without any idea of what the NNSCRA's competitive style really is like, and they're going to find out here tonight as they're going to be taking on each other for a spot in the opening race at Daytona for the Oreo Truck Series. So, and also you're going to notice that if you are a returning driver in the NNSCRA and you're not scheduled to drive here tonight, you'll probably notice, though, that a lot of these rides are very similar to rides that you may have had last season. That's because they are similar rides, because they are the rides that you had last season. One example, Bob Fergus here on the pole. That 75 car was driven by Brian Fleener last year. The car just behind him, the 16 car, that car was driven last year by Christian Janes. The car just behind him, that black and yellow 27, was driven by Sean Galligan last year. And the car just to the Sean Galligan machine outside of him, that 6 car, that was driven actually in the All-Star race for the Oreo Truck Series by Kenny McCurry. The command has been given to fire up the engines as we prepare for an exciting race here tonight to find out what rookies will grace the field of Race 1 of Season 2 in the Oreo Truck Series. 26 cars here tonight. 16 of them, their dreams will come true. 10 of them will face heartbreak at Daytona as they will not make the Daytona race. Before we start this race, I would like to thank Amp88 Go Dale. He has volunteered to be the Season 2 points tracker. He's back again for Season 2, and we are looking forward to an exciting Season 2 here in the Oreo Truck Series, as well as all 3 series. And we're going to be having similar races for the Mobile One Cup Series and Snickers Cup Series, just like this one, where rookies will try and race their way in, so hope you'll stay glued to the NNSCRA Sports channel. Those races will be coming soon. But tonight, it's all about the Oreo Truck Series. One of these drivers, or actually 16 of these drivers, if they make the race, they could be the champion by time race number 20 comes around. If they make the Daytona race, green flag is out. It's Fergus, Dillon, Lozano, and Rodriguez to get us underway. Now, one thing, whenever we come to a restrictor plate track like this, we're going to be seeing drivers up here in waves. We can pretty much take this field, divide it into 3 waves, from about, I would say, from 8th on back, or from 8th on up, that's wave 1. From 9th back through 16th, that's wave 2, and from somewhere around 17 through 26, that would be wave 3. We're going to be seeing these drivers through in the course of the night come up through the field with other drivers, and then they're going to fall to the back. Then we're going to have the next wave come up. They're going to fall to the back, and that's going to happen all night long, I'm pretty certain. Seems to happen all the time here at a restrictor plate track whenever we come to a restrictor plate track here in the NNSCRA, as we have Alex Lozano now challenging Bob Fergus down low at the stripe. First lap is led by the 75 car, but he's not going to be leading it next lap because Alex Lozano has a rear full of Harold Columbia, and they are going to the front. Alex Lozano out in front. Let's take a look back around the 16th position. I would say a driver back around that area would be the car of, well, it looks like the 32 cars back around that area. Jared Crocious, actually, he's running in the 20th position right now. We'll see who actually runs in the 16th spot when they cross the stripe, but this is around the area where transfer spots are to the Daytona race in the Mobile One Cup Series. James McLeod back in that mix. Also, Jake Rogers is back there. Let's see where the 32 car crosses the line. Pretty interesting here. Notice that the 24 car is right behind the 32. Those two, they know each other from the Snickers Cup Series. John Dillon and Jared Crocious, as I mentioned. And crossing the line that time in 15th, that was where Jared Crocious was. So he and John Dillon, they're on that inside line. I believe they're going to be able to make their way up through the field and possibly take away a few more spots and be up in contention to be in the Daytona race. There's the car that crossed the line in 16th last time by. That's James McLeod, but he's slipping to the back here along with the cars of Jack Richards, T.O. Bain, and Devin Wilson. Further up here, let's see just exactly where 16th position is now as they will cross the stripe. Okay, 16th position is back here somewhere. There we go. Diego Brace crossed the line in the 16th spot. He would have been the last truck to transfer in, as he's on the inside line there of Bob Fergus, our pole sitter, and our outside front row driver. That would be Stephen Dillon. Meanwhile, let's go back up to the front, as we still have quite a ways to go in this event. Right now, Jacob Rodriguez has taken the top spot. He actually had 1 start in the Oreo Truck Series, but not enough starts to be able to be qualified as a veteran. He still is a rookie this season. He's hoping to run full-time in that 51 truck. Coming to the inside line there, that's the 17 car of Evan Nugent. As we mentioned, Nugent has some Mobile One Cup Series experience last season. Has not raced in the Truck Series, though, and now he's going to get passed by the car of, I believe that's John Brace down low there. And here come Jared Crocious and John Dillon up to the front, along with the 12 car. That is Adrian Brace in the 12. And John Brace has thoughts about the lead here. Here he comes to the inside line of Jacob Rodriguez. And now here comes Jared Crocious going 3 wide for the lead. Crocious making a real good move there, and he's going to take over the top spot there. John Dillon going to move into the second spot. And we'll have a total of 10 laps to go. It's not a very long race, although we are racing at a 2.5 mile racetrack, super speedway, so it is does take quite a little bit of time to get around this racetrack. I'm actually surprised we've only completed about 6 laps already. John Dillon is the new race leader in that number 24. 24 last season was driven by Noel Stiller. this season being driven by the driver John Dillon. And Dillon, he's going to get bypassed now by Adrian Brace. Noel Stiller actually is still in this series. He's actually going to be driving the 02 car at the Daytona race. Boy, back there, getting the short end of the stick. He was leading for a while, and now he's all the way back here. There's Jacob Rodriguez. He's still on the outside of a 3-wide battle. They're just getting completely bypassed by everybody. Man, look at that. He's way up on that high side, rim riding. Bob Fergus, our pole sitter, he's way back here. Stephen Dillon, Harold Columbia, Ralph Green, Kristen Worry. I believe the 15 car of Corey Williams has taken over the top spot. Well, not for long. Here comes Jesse Kaplan down to the inside line, along with Alex Lozano, who started, I believe, in the 3rd position. And that's going to be Jesse Kaplan to the lead in the Home Depot car. Devin Wilson, I believe we mentioned him way at the back of the pack during the start of this race, and he's suddenly moving up to the front here. Also coming up is T.O. Bain and also the car of Jake Richards. Lozano now to the point. As we have reached halfway in this event, these drivers doing a very good job of racing aggressively, but racing in the clean kind of aggressively. Kind of sounded like a contradiction of terms, but actually there is such a thing. And most often we see that happen at a restrictor plate track of all places. Well, it looked like Devin Wilson had thoughts about the lead, but T.O. Bain kind of foils his plans there and comes down to the inside line to battle out for second there. 91 car of Jake Richards, though, he's down that inside line. Going to go 3 wide for second. James McLeod offering drafting help along with Jack Richards. Jake Rogers down on that inside line. He's going to try and close in on the back bumper of the Alex Lozano machine. I'm going to be having some problems with that. I'm so used to Season 1, seeing certain drivers here. If I were doing Season 1, I'd be saying right now there's a battle between Jordan Hester and Christian James, but actually it's between Alex Lozano up high and down low, Jake Rogers. And Rogers will prevail with that inside line. And we were talking about Stephen Dillon falling to the back, Ralph Green as well. They're coming up on that inside line, 3rd and 5th respectively. Here comes the car of Jack Richards to the inside. He's going to take over the top spot, but now it looks like he's going to be the meat and the sandwich between the cars of Jake Rogers and Stephen Dillon as Dillon goes to the point. Laps are winding down now. Drivers that have fallen to the back, they're going to have to start moving up now. Of course, pretty much it takes, we're seeing here, that it takes maybe about 3 to 5 laps to be able to move from dead last up to first if you stay on that inside line. And so, yeah, I'd say anywhere from maybe lap 12 to lap 14. Yeah, lap 12 to lap 14, that's when you'd want to start making your move if you're at the back. Maybe you just want to ride around for a little bit. Here's a car we haven't talked about at all. Robert Cruz on that inside line, taking over the top spot with drafting help from Ralph Green and John Brace. Robert Cruz out in front now. I was actually a little surprised. We're going to actually be having it's going to be kind of interesting because it's going to be hard for me to find our champion, our defending champion in the Oreo Truck Series, Robert Band, during the Daytona race, because I'm going to be so used to looking for that number 8 red Dodge. Instead, he's going to be driving the number 57, a paint scheme fairly similar to Robert Cruz's, but a little bit different. He's going to be driving the number 57, a black car, and so it's going to be very interesting during the season to see if I can pick him out, how long it'll take for me to pick him out through field, with 42 other drivers around him, 41 actually. Ralph Green now to the inside line. He'll take over that top spot. Coming up on that inside line also the 00 of Diego Brace, Matt Nathan, and Kristen Worry starting to come back up to the front. Laps are winding down now, folks. We've got only a total of 4 laps to go. It'll be about 3 1/4 now. And down that inside line, it's now the car of Diego Brace. There's Matt Nathan. He'll be having a teammate, I believe. Or else he's going to be having a driver that's got a very similar paint scheme, or not paint scheme, but sponsor to him. He's got the Racing with Jesus number 21 this season. Well, Mark George is returning to the Oreo Truck Series for Season 2. And that's the only series he's going to be driving in. He'll be driving the number 89 Racing with Jesus Dodge. It's an awesome looking paint scheme. Well, Jacob Rodriguez, remember we were showing him falling to the back, getting the short end of the stick way up on that outside line, 3 wide, and nobody was giving him drafting help at all. He was just getting freight trained. Well, he's third in that inside line now, just behind Kristen Worry. Kristen Worry, actually the only female rookie in this field. And she's doing a great job right now looking for the lead. That car was driven last season by Daniel Voss. And if I remember correctly, I may be thinking of something else, but I believe Daniel Voss ended up qualifying into the All-Star race in that ride for the Oreo Truck Series. I may be wrong, but I believe that is the case. I may be thinking of something else, but seems like I remembered the 10 car made the All-Star race for the Oreo Truck Series last season. Here comes Jacob Rodriguez to the inside. Evan Nugent going to help him down there. And we are coming to 2 laps to go, folks. It would be a win nonetheless, even though it's a non-points win. But who can win here tonight? And who's going to be able to transfer their way into the Daytona race, the opening race for Season 2 in the Oreo Truck Series? You know, right now that outside line's just got to hope that they can produce enough speed to be able to keep themselves in contention, stay in the top 16. 16 seems to be the lucky number. 16 laps here tonight at Daytona. 16 drivers will transfer. The unlucky number is 10. 10 will go home. Tom Weekly to the inside. He's got Jacob Lawler, Patrick Murphy coming up alongside. White flag is in the air. It's displayed over the hood of Tom Weekly. Weekly leads the lap number 15. Here we go. Jacob Lawler. He'll take over the top spot down low. Patrick Murphy coming up that inside line. Jesse Kaplan as well. Adrian Brace is also there along with Jared Crocious and Devin Wilson. Jesse Kaplan kind of helps Jacob Lawler out to about a car length advantage over everybody else. Could it be that Kaplan is going to ride there in second, or will he try taking the top spot himself? He'll need a drafting partner in order to get by. Here comes the car of Adrian Brace to the back bumper of his number 23. Will he put a move here? No! Brace makes a move, but here comes Kaplan at the stripe. It's going to be 3 wide for the win, and it is going to be Jacob Lawler with the first win of the season. Non-points win, but still a win nonetheless. And let's see who has qualified in. Jacob Lawler has qualified in, so has Jesse Kaplan, so has Adrian Brace, so has Jared Crocious. Devin Wilson has, Jack Richards has, Patrick Murphy has, Alex Lozano has, Jacob Rodriguez has, Jake Rogers has, Kristen Worry has. So has Tom Weekly, so has T.O. Bain, so has John Dillon, so has Evan Nugent, and so has Corey Williams. Cars that just missed it are the cars of Matt Nathan, Diego Brace, Ziggy Bain, Ralph Green, as well as James McLeod. Also, Robert Cruz. Our pole sitter, Bob Fergus, missed it. So did Harold Columbia. So did John Brace. And so did Stephen Dillon. So a tough break for a lot of these drivers not making the event. But several of them did, including our winner tonight, Jacob Lawler, in the 34 truck. So Lawler will be our first winner of the season, even though it is a non-points event. Hope that you enjoyed tonight's race. If you weren't able to get whether you made the race or not, we will post it after this video. But congratulations to Jacob Lawler. He wins the first race of the Season 2 NNSCRA season. So congratulations to him. And congratulations to all of you that did make it. All of you that didn't make it, there's still hope. You can try making the race at Phoenix. This race number 2. Alright, so we're going to be having races very similar to this for the Mobile One Cup Series and the Snickers Cup Series. They're coming your way soon, courtesy of the NNSCRA Sports Channel, members with the NCG MRS.